Hopefully they don't have to live with those same consequences or worse, because most people are not making it out. You could flat out call me a miracle.
Close to death because of COVID. We're hearing from a local couple who says their lives and their outlook on life have changed after facing COVID-19. Fox 23's Mariah Ellis joins us in the studio. Mariah, this couple told you about their tough journey, and you found out why they're asking others to protect themselves.
Yeah. That's right, Nathan. Really, one of the doctors here at Hillcrest who has been at the forefront during this pandemic, Dr. Worley, says unfortunately he has not had a patient with COVID-19 that has survived the virus after being put on a ventilator, since one of his patients did just that on June 21st. I had a chance to speak with that patient this afternoon.
I just got to the point that I was just so tired of fighting, and I didn't want to keep fighting.
It's a battle 34-year-old Josh Price thought he'd never win. At one point, sitting paralyzed on a ventilator at the hospital, unsure if he'd see the next day.
Basically, I felt like I was drowning all the time. We kind of expected a flu-like virus that we would get over pretty quickly. And that's not how it went.
Josh says looking back, he would have done more. He and his wife Courtney were young, healthy, and never thought COVID-19 would ever be a concern. He says back in May that all changed when they both tested positive for the virus. Courtney got better in 3 days. Josh continued to decline.
Having to explain that to our daughters was absolutely heartbreaking, and it was so fast and it was scary.
Josh says he went from feeling sick to coughing blood. His oxygen continued to drop. He spent 20 days on a ventilator, 50 in the hospital. Courtney says she continued to be there every day, pushing him to keep fighting when he felt like giving up.
It was a horrible and traumatic experience. I literally couldn't move. My muscles were completely atrophied. I couldn't even sit up in bed. I had to relearn how to walk again.
Look at you.
And he did. His recovery, Josh describes as a miracle. But his journey with COVID wasn't over. Josh says he still has heart and lung issues, and nerve damage, he says, may be permanent. He continues to go to therapy.
The experience did show us that there's a lot of misinformation out there.
In hindsight, Josh says he can't change the past, but standing here today, holding his wife's hand, he hopes his journey will help others take the right steps.
As a traumatic experience as it all was, the most miraculous part, in my opinion, is that God used this as a blessing in our lives, and we're more grateful for our lives than we've ever been.
Now, the family says this recovery has just been exhausting emotionally and financially. Courtney says she lost her job during this, and Josh, he still hasn't been able to return to his. And that's why they're encouraging others to talk to their local doctor, ask questions, and get vaccinated. Covering news that matters, Mariah Ellis, Fox 23 News.